Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. I am Jamie Beth. Today is my last Wednesday video for the year. We are closing out our 2021 year, and I hope you guys like this last video. It is going to be my favorite palettes at the end of the year. I did one in the beginning of the year, and I'll link that one down below, and I wanted to do one at the end of the year just to see how much things have changed within a year. My favorites still my favorites, or do I have new favorites? And I knew I would have new ones. I don't even know why I questioned it. Let's move right into today's video. I'm going to start with my favorite palettes. Now I do have some face palettes and some eyeshadow palettes, and I'm gonna try to move pretty quickly through this. I don't want to be talking about it too much because I really don't want a super long video. I just want to show you guys palettes that make me happy. So we are going to start with these, and these two little palettes are the Colourpop little quad ones, and I think these are the zodiac sign ones, and I have Aquarius and Pisces. What drew me to these cute little quads are the colors. So those blue colors in there are just they're gorgeous on the eye. And Colourpop, I mean, I love Colourpop. It's one of my favorite brands. I just love the quality and performance of the shadows. I really don't have any shadows that I have purchased that I don't like. I have one that kind of doesn't live up to the quality and performance of the others, and that is the Fade into Hue palette. I think I need to play with it a little bit more. I don't know if I played with it enough to have too strong of an opinion about it, but that would be probably the one that would be at the bottom of my list if I was rating all of my Colourpop palettes. And maybe I'll do that because I have quite a few Colourpop palettes. Maybe I will do a video where I rate all of them. It's a very affordable brand. It's a very well-made brand, and I absolutely love that brand. Probably where I have most of my palettes are from Colourpop. So this is the, I think this is Pisces. Yeah, this is Pisces. And again, I got this one because of that beautiful green shade. I love blues and greens, and I like wearing the little pop of color underneath my, or along my lower lash line. So neutral look up top, pop of color down below. I really like those looks, and it's usually if I do have color on my eye, that is what I do. It's just along my lower lash line, and I'm done and go. But these are really cool palettes. My only thing about these is the dark color in them, I think could be darker, and that is it. The darker shade could be a tad bit darker, and that is it. That is the only suggestion, or my only criticism about these. Other than that, these are really, really cute. Moving along is this palette right here. This is the Naked Wild West palette, and I believe this did come out this year. It is a perfect palette to bring to go into like a day and night look. So if you wanted to stick with neutrals, you kind of got all those neutral colors up top or in the front there, and then you have colors over here, some darker shades and some blue colors, and this like bluish green color is gorgeous. I really think this is kind of a universal palette, and I really do love it. It's much cooler in person than it showed online. The next one is a palette that I found by watching another YouTuber's channel, and she was talking about this palette, and I never heard of this company before. It's called Adept, and this is their Plain Jane palette, and let me show you what it is. All it is sparkles. It's sparkly eyeshadows, and they're beautiful. They're very pigmented. They last all day long. I love them, and this is a palette to get if you want a nice shimmery sparkly palette to have to accent eye looks. It's amazing. I love it. Another brand that I want to talk about, and I have two palettes here that I want to show you, and I think I have talked about these before in other videos. I really think this brand needs a little bit more recognition because I think some of their palettes are just awesome, and the two I'm about to show you are those two palettes. So this is Yate London, and it is their, is this the Talon one? Yes, this is the Talon palette. And I'm trying to show you these without getting whatever is in the mirror showing up, because you can see got my computer, my camera, all my lights, all of that, and you don't want to see that. You want to see the palette. So this is the Talon Palette, and I know I have mentioned this before too. This gives me the Huda Beauty Naturals palette. I think that's what it is, the Naturals palette. The quality is there, the pigment is there, the blendability is there, overall performance is there. This is a great palette, and it is much cheaper than buying that Huda Beauty Naturals palette. I might have that wrong, and I apologize if I do. I'm sure you guys will see what palette I'm talking about, but this one's cheaper, and I think it is just as good quality. Another Yate London palette that I want to show you guys is the New England palette. I'm drawn to this because of the neutral shades. We got a beautiful green, we got some blues, we got some pinks, some peaches, and it just is, I love the overall color story. And again, just like the Talon palette, this one is really well made, and I really love it. Okay, the next palette I want to show you is one that I got in BoxyCharm, I believe. I've never heard of this brand. It's called Illamasqua, or Illamasqua. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but it is a great palette, so let me show it to you. Here's the inside of that one. You have some neutrals, you have some shimmers. Very well made palette, just beautiful colors. Again, performance, blendability, quality is there, and I absolutely love this palette. And this is, what name is this? The Unveiled palette. So this is the Illamasqua Unveiled palette. So the next one I'm going to talk about is one that I use practically every day. I'm in love with this palette, and I mean I love this brand. The palettes are a little up there in price, I think, but the quality is there. I mean, it is worth the premium that you pay. And this is the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. As you can see, it's a mess, and if I open it up, I'm almost a little embarrassed to show you. It is a mess here too. I have quite a few of these palettes now, and I just, like, all of them are just awesome. But this one I use the most. This is probably one of them that I use practically every single day. The next palette I'm going to show you is by far my favorite palette of all time. I mean, everyone needs to go out right now and purchase this palette, and it is by a company where I've had other palettes and ended up giving them away because I didn't like other palettes in this brand, but this one is amazing. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Transition palette, and let me show you. All it is a matte palette with a bunch of different transition shades in it, and it is amazing. It is the best palette. I don't even know how many different adjectives I can use to describe how great this palette is. It just is wonderful. And again, I'm not a huge fan of Dominique Cosmetics, and it's not that they're bad palettes. They're just, I couldn't get them to do what I wanted them to do for me, and it could just be my skin type. And that's all that it is. But this one is amazing, and I highly, highly, highly recommend you run out and get it right now. Okay, this is the last eyeshadow palette that I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to move on to some of my favorite face ones. I am really, really shocked that I like this palette as much as I do, because it wasn't on my list to purchase. It wasn't, I'm just kind of like, oh, that's cute, and I moved along. This is an ABH palette, which is, again, Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it is the Norvina, is this the Pro Pigment 1 palette? And I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. So here's what it looks like on the inside. These little marks you see, my daughter was playing with this palette and stuck her nails in all of these. These are beautiful colors. They're pigmented, they're gorgeous, they blend, they do all the things that you want them to do. And I love it. I love the bright, vibrant shades. And the only reason I didn't buy this palette is because I have these colors in other palettes. But the difference is these are a little bit more vibrant. So the pigment is there, and I like how they stick to my eyelid, if that makes any sense. I like that when I put it on there, I can keep that vibrance, where other palettes might kind of just blend out and I have to keep building up to get the vibrance that I want. This, I pretty much bloop, and it's there, and I don't have to do much else. And that's what I love about this. This is why this one made this end of the year list. We are going to move into face palettes now, and the first one that I'm going to show you, and I know I have talked about this one before, I think I've talked about a couple of these anyways, is this one. This is my Scott Barnes contour palette, and here's what it looks like on the inside. As you can see, I use it pretty much every day. I love this palette. We got a blush, we got some bronze, you have all these different shades of contour and bronze. It is a little up there in price. I believe it's around like the $60 mark, you know, give or take a few dollars, but I do think it's well worth it, and it does last. I've had this for quite some time now, and I am just now almost getting to pan. So I really do think it is worth every penny. The next one I'm going to show you, and this one has a better price tag on it, is the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Palette. And it is a like four bronzer palette. There's 4 different shades in there. There's a shade for everybody. What I like about this is that these shades aren't overly warm or overly cool. And I think that is why this works for so many different people. I really think you guys will like this. And again, it has a really nice price tag on it. I do believe it's less than $10, or it might be a little bit more, like give or take a few dollars, but it is very affordable. The next palette that I'm going to talk about is this Ofra palette, and this is the Ofra Good to Go palette, and I'm sure I have mentioned this one on another video too. But it is still one of my favorite palettes. Now you have blush in there, you have bronzer, you have highlight, you have shimmer shades that you can use as a pop of color underneath, like going along the waterline if that is your thing, or on your lid if you like to have very colorful eyeshadow looks. But this is just an overall really well put together palette, and I like it because I can grab like an eyeshadow palette and grab this one, and I can travel, and I only have like 2 palettes to bring with me. I do actually believe that you could just use this one palette to create an entire face look with it, because you have shadows that will work as transition, you have your shimmer, you have some color to work with, you have highlight, you have bronzer, everything's there, blush. I mean, you could probably do an entire face look with just this palette, and I think it'll turn out beautiful. Okay, the last one I'm going to talk about is this one right here. This is the Kenya Ontiveros. I hope I said that correctly. I think I did. I have 2 of these palettes. I got them in BoxyCharm, and I have a blush one and this contour one. I am hoping to see more products from this brand because I really do think it's a great brand. Here is the palette. This is the contour palette. So you have a mattifying powder, a setting powder, a highlights, and then you have your bronze and contour colors down below. I think it is very well made. Again, blendability, performance, quality is all there. I do use this sometimes just for like eyeshadow colors or transition shade colors. I love this gorgeous highlighter. It is so beautiful, and I do use that sometimes as like a little bit of a inner corner highlight or along my lid for like an extra kind of shimmery look. It's all there. I just love it, and I really do think this is a high quality brand. That is the video for today. Those are my favorite palettes that I'm ending the new year with. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below, as well as the notification bell next to it to be notified of all of my upcoming videos. I hope you guys all have a fabulous new year, and I can't wait to see you next year. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon.